information station, WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our WTIM Pana morning show coming to you from our Taylorville studios. We're meeting with business, civic, and nonprofit leaders down in Pana today by phone, and that's brought to you by, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, as well as Pana Bowl, yours Pana Save-A-Lot, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, the Oconee Chop Shop, and more. Joining us in this segment, I've got Jessica Miller, Superintendent for the Pana School District. And Jessica, good morning to you. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing very well today, and weather is just beautiful, so it's a great start to the day.
It is some perfect weather right now, and pretty unbelievable to start the school year with such nice weather. Normally, it's a touch hotter than it is right now when you're coming back in late August. So glad to hear it for students and everybody really here across Central Illinois. Well, this has been a busy summer for you, as if last summer wasn't already busy enough. This summer, too, has been just as busy. And I want to talk first about your path to becoming superintendent. Recently, you've completed everything that you need to do, and I'd love for you to be able to inform the folks on just what it took and kind of your path to becoming superintendent for the Pana School District.
Oh, sure. I'd be glad to. So I started teaching in the Pana School District in 2001. I taught fourth grade. And I taught fourth grade for 10 years. Moved on into technology integration for the next 7. And during that time, I worked for Dr. David Lett. Soon after earning my principal endorsement, I left the Pana School District and went to Taylorville and became principal at Taylorville Junior High School. And I did so for the next 3 years. I was then moved into technology administration. And during that time, as being the technology administrator, I thought about taking, a class here or two and exploring the superintendency. And so after my second class, I got a phone call from the board president here in Pana, Kyle Anderson, asked if I'd be interested in serving as a district administrator while completing the rest of my coursework to become superintendent, but also have the opportunity to work under 2 mentors, Dr. Firstenow and Dr. Lett. And I'm grateful that the board thought of this plan for the district, because I was able to serve as a district administrator while learning from 2 very experienced superintendents, learning how to serve a district in this role. And here I am now as superintendent.
Truly a special thing for you, something that you've been working towards. And thank you for filling us in on that. How did that plan kind of come together? Because I imagine it wasn't quite a surprise retirement like it happens sometimes. I feel as if this doesn't happen all the time for folks, where they get that year kind of experience under their belt, really get to see it on your side of things. How did that all kind of come together? Was it just something that they had really truly planned for, like you mentioned?
I think the idea was that they could find someone that would come in and know the community. Obviously, I'm from Pana. I worked here for several years. So I think they were looking for someone that could come in and, after COVID, get the schools back, the culture back to where they felt it needed to be, rebuild the culture. They knew the superintendent obviously was leaving, that was currently here, Mr. Jason Bauer. He was going to a different district. So just looking for someone to come in and fill that role, but really start with the culture and build things back up to where they needed to be.
I'm glad to hear for you that it wasn't just a rush situation. But 2, that's something that you're thinking about actively. And now that responsibility and role has kind of shifted to you. And I just would like to say congratulations to you. That's a big deal. And you've worked for a while within this area. You know this area. And it's hard to imagine putting too many better people in that position. In terms of the summer, that's not the only thing that's happened. On the Pana School side, there were some summer projects you wanted to tell us about. And what are some of those projects that had taken place?
Well, first, I'd like to credit our maintenance director, Jeff Stouter. He was able to coordinate several summer projects this year to bring some of our facilities up and just make some improvements. So, for example, out in front of our high school, we removed some landscaping that had been there quite a while and put new concrete out in front of the high school, which looks really nice. The high school gym has been sanded down and repainted. It looks just amazing. It's got an orange panther there in the middle. Our junior high gym was also refinished over the summer. We put up new lighting in the high school and the junior high, working with Ameren to get that project done. The high school has a whole new intercom system in it. The original one had been there since the high school had been built. We also added awning out in front of the junior high and painted the windows and door frames around the outside of the building. So a lot of things were complete over the summer, but just very grateful we were able to get those things done. It just gives the campus a fresh look.
Well, it's not that long of a window in the summer to have completed as much as you did. That seems like some pretty lofty goals that were all met, and I don't think that's the case everywhere. So I would like to just say that that is pretty impressive to be able to do so. In terms of kind of a facelift to the high school, what do you think that tells the community? What do you think that says to the parents and the students themselves in terms of, hey, we're committed to your education and making this what it should be?
Well, I think it's pride, right? Pride in our facilities, pride in our campus, pride in what we have to offer here in this community. So I think that's what we're just showing everyone, that we're proud of the campus that we have, and we want to continue to take care of our facilities.
And so that's a look at the summer, and I'm sure much more happened over the summer. Probably a lot of paperwork on your side of things as well. But that's a brief look at the summer and what it's meant to the Pana School District as well. Getting the start to the school year, we've got it already, but you had a teacher luncheon to kind of bring in the year, and I know we want to talk about that. What about the teacher luncheon was of note?
So, well, I guess in years past, we would have a new teacher reception, and it would be held right before the September board meeting. But in conversations in this office, we thought, let's do something different. Let's welcome our new teachers with, a luncheon during the day, make sure they have what they need to get started in their classrooms, check in on them, let them, introduce themselves to each other, and just kind of develop some relationships. So we decided to have a new teacher luncheon. We held that on August 12th at the high school in the library. And we had about 18 new teachers and staff members in attendance. It was catered by Pizza Man. I invited our board president, Kyle Anderson, to introduce himself and welcome our new staff. Our union president, Beth King, also came in and introduced herself to them as well. Our administrators were present. We had our technology integrationist, Amanda Skinner, there as well. We just want to make sure that they were getting what they needed to start the school year. Our foundation, the Pana Education Foundation, generously gave each of these new teachers $200 towards classroom supplies to begin the year, which I thought was another great thing for them. Just want to make sure they feel welcomed, make sure they start developing that support system that they need when they come into a new district.
Well, I would think too the timing of it would just be better than previously. Just getting a $200 certificate in their hands prior to said school year starting and getting to know these people before the school year. I think the timing of it sounds just better in general, and so I'm glad to hear that it went so well. 18 new teachers, that is something of note there as well mentioned with that. As we get into the school year, though, Jessica, now that we're here, and I'm wondering what's the focus for you in terms of maybe your development as the superintendent this first year, kind of leading the way as your own person. What is the focus for you this school year?
Well, I'd like to focus on three things this school year. First being our district culture and school climate. And one of the things I lead with is I tell staff this, just to be a marigold. So if you know much about marigolds, we plant them in our flower beds to protect other plants from pests and weeds. And so what I tell our staff, or even our newest staff, is to plant yourself near a marigold. Find those people that support you and that build you up. And that's what I lead with, and in my day to day, just make sure people feel like they have the tools that they need to be successful. Along with that, we're taking a look at literacy district wide. So we're just taking a look at just evaluating how we're teaching reading across the district, and how we can make improvements to make sure that our kids have the tools they need to be successful, because reading affects all of us, right? And in everything that we do, right? It's a basic need, so we make sure that we are approaching that correctly and the best that we can, but also financial responsibility. So I'd like to work on just being transparent with the staff and the community of where we are as far as our finances and plans down the road for our district, and making sure that we understand to be conservative, just because the cost of things are increasing and revenues are decreasing. So just being responsible with how we are moving forward in our finances.
all of those great things. I think the financial responsibility, the community will appreciate, but also your staff and administration underneath you will appreciate as well. When it comes to literacy, you're absolutely correct. If you cannot read, you are kind of dead to rights. And just the focus for you on your culture and building that in the wake or in the after stages of COVID that are still kind of lingering really a little bit as well, and just kind of getting that back up and running. Well, I'm excited to dive a little deeper into those three topics and more when we return with Jessica Miller, Superintendent for the Pana School District number 8. We'll come back around with more of the WTIM Pana Morning Show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville, in just one moment.
WTIM.
This is Kayla Sane with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, Brian at Bob Writings in Pana here to tell you about our August clearance event where we're making room for all of our winter models due here in September. We have used Jeep, Nissan, Ford vehicles under $20,000. We have new Chrysler Voyagers under $40,000. We have new Jeep Compasses under $30,000. We have new trucks with 3/4 tons under $50,000 and half tons in the very, very low 40s, all the way up to the top trim. We have something for everyone. We have the biggest inventory we've had in years. You can find us online at bobwritingspana.com.
Hey DQ fans, get big summer flavor in every bite of the new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat Menu, featuring new mixing bowl mashup made with brownie batter, chocolate chip cookie dough pieces, and world famous DQ soft serve. Not to mention the new dip strawberry cheesecake blizzard treat and more. Make this summer sweeter than ever with the new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat Menu for a limited time only right now at DQ. Happy tastes good at participating locations: 100 South Oak in Nokomis and 333 West 2nd Street in Pana.
Looking for food, fun, and bowling? Head to Pana Bowl. We've got open bowling every Friday and Saturday night, perfect for family fun or a night out with friends. Don't miss our Tuesday and Wednesday special, unlimited bowling from 5 to 10 p.m. for just $9. Feeling hungry? Our kitchen's cooking up favorites Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit PanaBowl.net or like us on Facebook for the latest deals and events. Pana Bowl, where the good times roll.
If you're looking for a trusted partner to safeguard your hard-earned money, turn to the folks at CNB Bank and Trust. Named one of the top 25 financial institutions for agricultural community banking in the nation. CNB provides competitive rates and personalized service for savers. Stop by any of CNB Bank and Trust's convenient locations or visit cnbil.com. Helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mr. Farmer, thanks for taking a moment to listen to my message. I'm Jason Wright, owner of J&J Fencing based in Greenville. Thanks to farmers across the state, we're the #1 fence builder in Illinois. We build barbed wire, woven wire, electric, and board fence. We drive our posts into the ground with a hydraulic post driver. We can drive steel pipe, wood posts, and T-posts. Folks sleep better at night knowing their livestock is contained. Would appreciate your business. Jason Wright, J&J Fencing, Greenville. Find us on Facebook.
Your information station. WTIM.
And we're back with more of the WTIM Pana Morning Show here on your information station with Pana civic, business, and nonprofit leaders coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana Morning Show, it's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, as well as Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Writings Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and the Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Jessica Miller, Superintendent for the Pana School District. We talked a whole lot about her path to becoming superintendent and the focus on the school year, and literacy, financial responsibility, summer projects. We kind of want to come back and double down on some of those things. First being culture and climate. Jessica, my question to you is, how do you plan to improve it or continue on with what's working well?
Well, First, I think it's just leading by example, lead with what I want my administrators to do well in their leadership. So one of the things I do is I make my way around the buildings as often as possible, try to make them there every morning as they are arriving, and check in on teachers, check in on students, just, greeting kids in the morning. That's one of my favorite things to do is out there at the elementary building. It's greeting our kids as they get out of the cars and off the bus in the morning. So just leading by example, starting off with the positive, developing relationships with staff and students. So that's a big part of building a positive culture, but also just, visiting classrooms as well, and just seeing what's going on with instruction and just being in the know, knowing what's going on in the district.
A quick question for you, Jessica. Do you feel as if your time as a fourth grade teacher kind of gave you an opportunity to see what you would like out of a district administrator, a superintendent, as you've made your way up the chain? Do you feel like that really benefited you in terms of how you would like to operate as superintendent now?
Oh, definitely. Not only that position in itself, but also technology integration. When I worked as a technology integrationist, I was in every classroom, pre-K all the way up to 12, grade 12. And so I was able to get out and about and see what went on in these different classrooms, and then different leadership styles within each building. So it definitely gave me a different perspective on things and how I wanted to then lead down the road whenever I did, become a superintendent.
And so now that we're here, now we get an opportunity to get our hands on things and change or make do with what we have. And so that's a look at culture and climate. My next question for you is on literacy. Obviously a very important thing, and I'm wondering what kind of the plan is for that.
Well, we sat down as an admin team at the end of the school year last year and kind of brainstormed some ways that we can start evaluating our current approach to reading instruction. And so what we did was we developed a team of representatives from across the district, different teachers from across the district, different grade levels, different subject areas. And we brought them together with the admin team as well on August 6th. And what we did was we took a look at some of our assessment data, and just to see where our strengths were, what our strengths were, and just some areas of weaknesses, and just starting to craft a plan of what we can do to improve things moving forward. And so that team now is going to assist with some of the professional development and planning that we're doing throughout the school year. Because we want staff to be a part of that, and in all subject areas as well. Because it doesn't matter, from science to social studies to PE to music. I mean, everyone incorporates reading in some form or fashion. So it's important to get all those perspectives together when we're looking at literacy and making improvements. But I'm looking forward to what we can come up with as a team as we move forward with our professional development days and some of our training that will come this year.
And I'm sure we'll have more to talk about next month with those two things, but literacy, so important. As mentioned, you just cannot fully digest any of those other topics or other subjects if you are not where you need to be. And so the next question I have for you is just about some upcoming events, fall athletics, and as we get into the school year, what that kind of looks like from your end. What can you tell us?
Well, at first, I'd like to give credit to our new athletic director, Greg Cawthorn. He's been in the district for several years. He's a science teacher, volleyball coach. He's done a great job with lining up our athletic activities for fall sports. But we do have volleyball. Orange and Blue Night is tonight at the high school. This Friday, our football team travels to Hillsboro for their first game of the season. Our cross-country teams are active right now. The other evening, my husband and I went out to Tanner Field to watch our junior high softball girls. They were playing Rochester that evening, and I know junior high baseball is also underway. So lots of activities going on right now throughout the district. And another thing I want to highlight is our marching band. This morning, they were out. Well, they've been out today and yesterday, out in the parking lot practicing their marching for the upcoming Labor Day parade, which will take place on Monday. But they've also been working on their halftime show for our upcoming home football games. So give them a plug as well. They've been working hard.
And they are also kind of forgotten about at times, but man, they provide the energy. If they're there, then the energy is too. Well, Jessica, thank you so much for joining us here today on the morning show.
Yes, thank you for your time as well.
You got it. Pana CUSD number 8 Superintendent Camiller here on WTIM, your information station. And our Pana Morning Show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and many more. We'll be back around with more in just a moment.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington.